You know, there's something almost poetic about how people react to silence. It's not even about the way they treated you. The disrespect, the betrayal, the arrogance that they so comfortably displayed. That's just human nature showing its ugly side, isn't it? People will always think they can walk all over you because they assume there's no danger hidden beneath your calm exterior. They think they can get away with anything because they don't see the storm brewing just beneath your composed surface. But the real irony? It lies in your reaction, or rather, your lack thereof. You see, they anticipated anger. They expected you to lose your cool, to shout back, to argue, to get caught up in their drama. They craved the chaos, the noise, the validation that they could still get under your skin. But you didn't give them that satisfaction, did you? Instead, you gave them the cold shoulder, a wall of silence that hit them harder than any words ever could. Silence, my friend, is a weapon like no other. It's a blade that cuts deeper than any shout or punch. When you refuse to react, when you let your silence speak for you, it becomes the loudest statement of all. It's a mirror reflecting their own actions back at them, forcing them to face the truth they'd rather avoid. It's a powerful move, one that leaves them questioning everything they thought they knew about you. They disrespected you, and yes, that stings. But what they don't realize is that their disrespect was just the beginning of a much bigger game. Round one is over, and they thought they had the upper hand. But in reality, you've already secured your victory by not playing into their expectations. They might not realize it yet, but your silence is a seed that will grow into their own undoing. As they sit alone with their thoughts, replaying the moment over and over, that's when your silence will start to eat them alive. Picture this. Every quiet night, when they're lying in bed, every idle moment when their mind isn't distracted, that's when your silence becomes deafening in their heads. It grows louder with each passing second, each echo of the words they threw at you. The absence of your reaction fills the space, twisting their own thoughts against them, making them wonder if they ever really knew you at all. And here's the thing. They wanted a reaction from you because that would have been easy to deal with. A burst of anger, some harsh words. They know how to handle that. They could twist your anger into their narrative, use it as ammunition to justify their actions. But your silence? They have no defense against it. They can't twist silence, can't argue against it, can't use it to paint themselves as the victim. Your silence is like a ghost that haunts them, an invisible force that they can't escape. It's always there, lurking in the back of their minds, reminding them of the disrespect they showed you and how they underestimated you. The longer you stay quiet, the more they start to second-guess themselves. They start to see their own arrogance for what it really is, a weakness. And that's when they realize that you're stronger than they ever imagined. The true beauty of silence is that it lets their own mind become their worst enemy. They'll start questioning their actions, replaying every word they said, analyzing every detail, wondering how much damage they really did. And in those quiet moments, they'll start to regret. They'll feel small, insecure, and utterly powerless. They'll see that the game they thought they were winning has turned against them. And you? You don't have to do a single thing. You don't have to lift a finger. Let them drown in their own mess. Let them burn in the fires they set themselves. You don't owe them anything. Not your words, not your time, and definitely not your forgiveness. Your silence is their punishment. And every day that goes by without you reacting is another day they suffer. They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but sometimes the best revenge is no revenge at all. It's simply walking away and letting them destroy themselves. Because here's the truth. People like that, people who thrive on drama and disrespect, they are always their own worst enemies. They set traps for others, but end up falling into them themselves. Every moment they see you thriving, moving on, building your life without a care for them, that's the real pain. They thought they mattered to you, that they could influence your emotions, but your silence tells them otherwise. It tells them that they never had power over you. Not then, not now, not ever. And that truth, it kills them inside. They'll never be able to forget it. Even if they pretend to move on, every time they face a quiet moment, your silence will come back to them like a ghost that won't leave them alone. They'll remember the time they crossed the line, and they'll know that they lost you forever in that moment. And the best part is, you've already moved on. You're living your life, achieving your goals, while they're stuck in the past, haunted by their own actions. And let's be honest, you didn't just stay silent because you didn't know what to say or do. No, you stayed silent because you knew exactly what you were doing. You knew that silence is the most potent weapon you have, one that confuses, disorients, and terrifies. It makes them feel like they're losing control, like they never had control to begin with. You see, true power isn't about who shouts the loudest or who makes the biggest scene. True power is subtle, it's quiet. It's the ability to remain calm when everyone else is losing their minds. It's knowing that you don't have to raise your voice to be heard. Your silence is like a slow-burning fuse, leading to an explosion they'll never see coming. So, let them live with their guilt, their shame, their regret. Let them wonder what you're thinking, what you're planning, whether or not they've truly escaped the consequences of their actions. And while they're busy driving themselves insane, you'll be too busy building something beautiful out of the ruins they left behind. That's the real victory, isn't it? Not in the shouting matches or the arguments, but in the quiet strength you show by refusing to engage in their petty games. They wanted you to stoop to their level, to get tangled up in their chaos, but instead, you rose above it. You became untouchable, someone they can't manipulate, can't predict, and can't understand. And as they watch you grow stronger, as they see you succeed without ever needing their validation, they'll realize that they never mattered to you the way they thought they did. They'll see that they were just a chapter in your story, a chapter that's long since closed. Every day that you don't react is another day they lose a little more of the power they thought they had. It's another day they have to confront the reality that they underestimated you, that they misjudged you, that they lost something they never even understood. And that's the beauty of silence. It doesn't just protect you, it empowers you. Your silence isn't just a response, it's a declaration. It says that you're in control, that you're beyond their reach, that you're too strong to be shaken by their petty games. It tells them that you're the one with the upper hand now, and that there's nothing they can do to change that. And when they come crawling back, when they finally realize how much they messed up, you won't even need to say a word. Just a smile, a knowing look, and a quiet walk away will be enough to let them know that they lost. Not because of anything you said, but because of everything you didn't say. That's the real power of silence. It turns their own actions against them. It makes them see that they're the ones who are weak, who are desperate, who are at your mercy. And as they struggle to make sense of it all, they'll come to realize the one truth that you've known all along. They never had any power over you, not even for a second.